Hello, soul friends. This is Mary, and welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is going to be all about my favorite topic, not romance. It is February 14th while I'm filming this, and I do usually do, one or two romance readings a year. I always try to make sure I do one on Valentine's Day. So this might not get uploaded, until very late tonight, so I apologize for that. I've just had a lot of, I've been running around seeing a bunch of specialists to narrow down how to make me like a normal person. So, been going into a lot of places, getting a lot of blood drawn, doing all that fun stuff. It's been just so fun. So, remember, no matter your individual beliefs, tarot or oracle reading is, your spirit guides coming forward to give you advice, or simply your subconscious mind helping you answer life's ponders. And no matter how you look at that, it's healthy and you are in the right place. So welcome if you're new. We're going to be using the following cards for each of your readings. Group number 1, you have Vanessa Simina's Gentle Heart Tarot. She also does pick a card readings on YouTube. She's pretty big. Like big like popular, not big like she's like a large person. She's a pretty popular one. There we go. And this is a deck I believe she designed. I think she's designed more decks since she came out with this one, but I haven't watched her in a while. This is the Modern Love Tarot. Ah, there we go. Somewhere there. Okay. And then group 4 is the Fairy Tale Tarot deck. I believe I got this on Etsy. So here is their webpage, so you can go straight to the source and get these guys. This is a wonderful deck of cards. It also comes with this nice little box and a bag to put it in. So like, I'm not into tarot bags because I feel like the cards kind of float around loose in there and they can get damaged or whatever, but yeah. Okay, so that was group 3, sorry. And then this is group 4, has the Moon Void Tarot 3rd edition by Stephanie Capone, looks like. There's a lot of nudes in this one, so just be careful if you're ordering, decks and you don't like that sort of thing. I just like to forewarn people that goes on. I'll try to edit anything that pops up. Okay. Just romance in general. I don't think I'm going to really analyze it harder than that. So with that being said, go ahead and pause if you still need. Oh, wait. Nope. Just kidding. We do have oracle cards we're using today. I'm a silly me. There they are. We're going to be using the Lover's Oracle heart-shaped guidance cards. I'm sure you've seen many tarot readers. If you go to a lot of pick a card reading channels, you will see a lot of readers that have that same deck because it's just so fun. It's like, perfect for Valentine's Day, perfect for love readings. Yuck. Okay. All right. We'll see you in your individual readings, y'all. Bye. Group 1. So if you picked the red Jasper, let's look into your romance reading. Okay, that card wants to come off the bottom. What is on my table? Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, I was going to do Oracle first, but this card came out, so let's go ahead and address it. 8 of Swords. That shows somebody feeling like your hands are tied, right? You can't move forward, you can't move back, you can't go sideways, you can't go back. This card, however, has that message of, as long as you just take the blinders off, okay, that will make things more understandable. I see. I was like, what am I looking at here? That'll make things more, understandable, be able to help you recognize the truth a little bit easier. And so right now it seems like I'm picking up on a lot of like worry, maybe a lot of fear. Maybe some of you are kind of going through a hard time with your person. I'm getting that feeling of, and a client just called saying this, like, I don't even know if he likes me anymore. You know, that kind of feeling. And so I'm definitely picking up on that. So we're going to go ahead and get some oracle cards and help you confirm more if you're in the right pile or not. And then we'll get into more tarot to see what your guides want you to do about it. All right. These are hard to shuffle. They're very, very hard to shuffle. I never know how I'm supposed to. There we go. Okay. All right. So you got this one here. You also got some more. So this one here. Nudity. Let's give her a little cover up. There we go. So we have this one here. Okay. This one. And this one. Okay. Okay, so your first card says soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. Okay, so I feel, unfortunately for y'all in group one, I feel like there's more than one storyline here. And so that always just makes for a longer reading in that section. That usually happens to pile number one for some reason. Not always, but usually on average. So for some of you, I feel like the person that you're, okay, all the people in this group, I feel like, are worried about their significant other that you are already with or that you have recently broken up with. And if you've broken up with them, you're pining for them, missing them, wanting things to go back to the way they were, but better, you know, or like hoping that things will get better because they weren't going great before, and that was why there was a breakup. So I'm getting that from some of you that you're, you know, that's not from some of you. I'm getting that from all of you. Okay. So if you aren't worrying about your situation, if you're like, no, I'm totally in love and we're so happy, then this probably is not the pile for you. For those of you that are, you know, I get that sense of like sitting around waiting, wondering, what are they thinking? What are they doing? Do they care about me? Are they going to call me? Are they going to tell me how they really feel? That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. And I feel that push-pull energy of the type of person who comes in close and then pushes away in a lot of incidents that I'm finding here. And I'm feeling like this also fear of, if you call out this person on their behavior, that could end up like leading to a final breakup, right? If you're already broken up, or it could lead to a breakup because you know, voiced your opinion and maybe they felt pressured. Okay. And that's the thing with push-pull people. I call them aloof, okay, standoffish, but they come in close and then they pull away. And then just right around the time that you're starting to like think, okay, this isn't going to happen, maybe we should move on, blah, 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 blah. Then they come back in close again. Okay. And you think, oh, good, it's finally going to happen. It's finally going to be okay. And then they pull away again. That's that push-pull energy. And push-pull people are stuck in a cycle of doing that. Okay. It's like a protection thing that they do. Okay. And I'm not saying that there's anything, protection doesn't sound super negative, right? They're trying to protect themselves. But in this case, it kind of is that negative, because what they do is they pull in close and get you all hooked on them and usually they go for empathic types. You get all hooked on them, you think everything's going well, and then all of a sudden, no. Or like, say, like they cross a line and you're like, hey, that's not okay with me. And then it's like, oh, you're pressuring me to be with you and yada, yada, yada. And you can't hold me back, babe. You know, that kind of energy. Sorry if you heard that. I have people texting me today. So anyway, that sort of thing is it's like a weird preemptive control trip of they get you to be the one who doesn't get to have a say, okay? And then they're the one that gets to have all the final say. So that's definitely coming through. The other one is that if this was a breakup for some of you, some are all spirit. Okay, I'm going to say most right now. I feel like it's all, but I don't want to like say that and then pull a card and be like, just kidding, there's an extra person here. Okay. This is for the people that are still broken up. And then I've got one that are for people who are single, maybe. Yeah, there's a single thing in here. Okay. And then being with somebody, but it's not going well, Spirit. Okay, I'm going to have to write this down maybe. Okay, so some of you are with someone and it's not going well and you're in that push-pull cycle. Some of you have broken up, but you want to reconcile. You're hoping they come back to you, and they might be doing a push-pull even with just being broken up, okay? Some of you are single and are wanting to find your soulmate, and you're starting to wonder if that's even a thing, if they even exist, are they even around, all right? So, I'm just going to do a quick little, and I'll probably do this with everybody, a quick little rundown on like my belief system on soulmates. And it's my belief system. You don't have to, you can totally take it or leave it. But in my experience, what I see with soulmates is that we don't get just one. Okay. That's not to say that that 3 or 4 people that you date are going to be like a soulmate love connection. That's also probably not true. Okay. Some people can go their whole lives without having that soulmate connection with their partner. And that's okay too. But, we don't always get just one. We make contracts with lots of other souls before we come here, and then we learn from each other once we're here. Okay, so we all take on the role that is assigned, and we just start living life. And what I'm seeing with this, it feels like I feel like people are bristling already. People are getting upset. People might have already changed the channel because you might still be together. You don't want to break up and you're worried this is telling you will, those kinds of things. The push-pull people tend to make you be the one that has to do all the work to keep the relationship going. And I mean, think about it. Are they watching YouTube videos to figure out how to be a better couple with you? That kind of thing? Probably not, so maybe they do, but it feels kind of one-sided. And then for some of you that don't have a soulmate yet, you just feel lonely. Like soulmates come in multiple numbers. They could be platonic. You could have a family member that's kind of a soulmate because, you knew each other in a past life under some other circumstances, and now you're related in this life. Those are all soulmates. Soulmates just means soul friend. It doesn't always mean romance. And so a lot of times when people feel a soul connection to somebody, they think, oh, this is it. This is my soulmate. This is who I've been waiting for, right? And then sometimes that's not who it is, okay? So those of you that are worried about like losing your partner and breaking up, we'll get into that. Taking that blindfold off. All of you need to take that blindfold off and look at the reality of the situation, is what your guides are saying. I feel like they're saying this because a lot of times when we're upset about circumstances and people, we tend to start to catastrophize in our minds. Things start to get blown out of proportion. We could even possibly call somebody and like gripe them out and then regret it later, those kinds of things. So your guides are saying that taking the blindfold off is important And I'm going to quote that same student again. I don't know if, for those of you that haven't seen this video, I had a student that said the way that he coped with things was he first sat down and admitted to himself, is this the reality of the situation? And if it was, then he was one step closer to getting over it or moving on or coping with it. And I thought, man, that's a really good outlook to have because, yeah, like what do if it's reality, a lot of times we can't change reality all the time, right? Or we can't change people's minds, etc. So taking off your blindfold, looking at things for how they really are, really admitting that to yourself, all right? If you don't feel sure, then you don't know yet, and that's okay, okay? One of the things that one of my sponsors told me years and years ago, she was like, do you feel like you're being taken advantage of? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, what would you say if you did know? And I know that's not going to, that saying doesn't work for everyone, but it worked for me. And she said, what would you say if you did know? And I said, I would think I was being taken advantage of. So it's almost like, what would you say if you did know? Take it away from yourself and like think of your best friend in that situation. Would you still feel the same as you feel about yourself in those situations? Because we're oftentimes harder on ourselves than others. Sometimes it's the other way around, but generally, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about this. Your soulmate is already in spirit with you. Believe this, and they will manifest physically. So those of you that are already with a person, they need to stop the aloof game, because the aloof game just like, it makes the whole relationship so one-sided, and then one person always ends up taking the fall while the other one gets to do whatever they want. And that doesn't work in relationships. I'm not saying that everybody should sacrifice everything, but there is a fair amount of sacrifice that goes on. And then there's also an amount of compromise, right? Struggle. And it looks as if this person is kind of backed you into a corner if you're with someone right now. If you've broken up with someone, but you want to get back together, your guides are saying that your soulmate is already with you in spirit, right? This is what they're saying to all of us. I feel like for everyone in this group across the board, whether you're with somebody or not, your guides are kind of saying you're better off without that kind of relationship, because you have a soulmate who is already with you in spirit, but you just need to believe it so that they can manifest physically, okay? If you are like, I'm done with people, I don't want a soulmate, you won't get one. That's fine. You're not ever fated to act out the messages of a card. Your guides are guides. They're not bosses. And so you don't have to like stay with somebody because a reading tells you to. You also don't have to condemn yourself to a life of singleness and loneliness because something didn't work out with somebody else. Okay. Those are important things to remember and know, especially after breakups, and especially when you're like wondering if maybe you should break up. For those of you that are single, you've just been waiting for a long time for your soulmate to find you. And your guides are showing this with confirmation that they're on their way, but you have to believe it. All right. This card with the nudity. Oh my, sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read these other two. We have reflections. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. Okay. And only time will tell. Okay, so oof, that scared me to death. So those of you who are single, obviously you don't need to give anybody space, right? But those of you that are in a relationship might want to give each other some space. If you're broken up in that relationship, you might want to give each other some space. If your person comes back to you, And here, let's put the messages over here. The pictures are just so pretty. Once you start to move on, if that person comes back to you, you need to evaluate them very hard, okay? Ask them questions, set boundaries. Because a lot of times these push-pull types will pull away and then they're like, they're not chasing after me. I wonder where they are. And then they go and find you and they start the cycle all over again. So I feel that happening like pretty hard across the board. Okay. I feel like for those of you that are in a romantic connection right now, that breaking up is hard for you because like you have a wonderful sex life with this person. You feel very connected to them. During that act, you feel very fulfilled, happy, and it feels like powerful, like, true love kind of thing. But then the behavior outside of the bedroom turns to this push-pull stuff. And that's not cute. This is what you want. If you're single, y'all, this is what you're after, right? But yeah, giving each other some space at the moment, trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. I feel like for some of you, that are wondering about a specific person, whether you're broken up with them or not, that card is definitely for you. For the soulmate people that are looking for someone that, I shouldn't say for the soulmate people, because you all are. For the people who are not with someone and are just trying to, figure out what they're doing with their lives. Oh, sorry. Pause this. Okay, so I feel like if you are single, this is what you're headed towards, right? Or you guys are showing you this is what you want. But to give the image itself some space, okay? If you have there might be somebody out there that like gets crushes on someone and then you pursue after them and they end up getting like pushy with you, like get away from me kind of thing. You in that group, okay, be sure to give people space, especially like when it's new and you don't know each other very well and you're just like kind of dating. That's a good time to give people space so that they don't think that they're headed into a controlling, psychotic relationship. I said psychotic because that's what people tend to say, not an actual diagnosis. Okay. And only time will tell. I just heard somebody say, when am I going to meet this person? They're saying only time will tell. And that has to do a lot with the fact that I think the push-pull person in your life tends to come back after they think you're moving on with your life. And what sucks about that is that if they come back, you think, oh, they're finally coming around, but a lot of times they don't, because they just got you back where they wanted you, and then they start doing what they wanted to do in the first place, which is, XYZ, whatever. So if we're looking at things like when are they gonna, change, or when are they gonna show up, that's kind of up to you on when you're ready to move forward. Because when you are wrapped up with another person and they abuse that, it makes it so difficult to ever trust anybody else. Ever. It's so hard. Okay, let's get you some tarot. Okay, we have a Six of Wands, Page of Swords, the Queen of Diamonds or Crystals or Pentacles, the Chariot, and the King of Swords for now. Okay. Yeah, that's a message from your guides again. They're showing that if you've broken up with somebody and they try to get back together with you, they aren't going to try until you're already ready to move on. And the way I see it, why look back unless you want to go that way? But if they do come forward, take whatever they say with a big grain of salt, because a lot of times they'll come forward and like love bomb you to pieces because they haven't been like feasting on your energy all that time. And so they pick up on that and they want to see you so they can get their charge. And so your person sees you as very admired. This goes for everyone. They kind of watch you from afar. They think you're giving, classy, and kind, and they feel like you have it together. This also shows you overcoming challenges, and they've noticed that as well. So that's very positive. So for those of you who are single with this row, it's kind of the same. It's like you're headed towards like some kind of a glow up. People are going to notice. People are going to watch you from afar. You're very classy looking, and they're going to want to get together with you, and they want to overcome a challenge to do that. Next, we have the Six of Swords. This card is about getting away just in time. It can also be about a painful past that still haunts you to this day. And it can also be a card about displacement, like actually physically getting moved out of your place when you don't want to go. Okay. And we have it. We have it. Oh, I lost my train of thought. So whatevs. Okay, moving on. Five of Wands. That is conflict, usually with other people and not you. Ace of Swords. The truth shall set you free. And Ten of Wands. A burden soon coming to an end. So honestly, overall, for those of you who are single, the main message your guides said at the very beginning was that your soulmate is with you in spirit already, and they just need to be manifested into reality. And I know that like they don't exist where they are, right? But that's something that people do. It's like we knock on wood and we do all these funny things, but then we're like, what? You're gonna go down and talk to her? What? It's so silly. But anyway, Ace of Swords is about truth, so you might be called out to tell the truth in some situation this next, few weeks. The gun. Your guides are also warning that pain from the past can come in for some of you and cause conflict while you're like hoping for your soulmate. Here's the other thing. That person could come back and try to hook you back up with them. And that's all well and good if they're willing to change. But if they're not, then you're kind of getting stuck again in something that's not as good, or something that's not as... Sorry, I'm trying to zoom back out. Oh, gosh. Okay. Anyway, I feel like your person could come back and try to get you to go with them and cause conflict in your life. A lot of times they do that when you find somebody new. And so that's always kind of like, no, not good. Okay. I feel you being conflicted within yourself in the sense that I think most of you know the truth of the situation when it comes to like your significant others, ex or present. And that causes conflict inside of, am I even with the right person? Was I with the right person? Do I even want that person back? Do I really want to be alone? Did they ever love me? Did they ever care for me? That's another thing that push-pull people do, is they make their true feelings for you very, very masked or very, very veiled. You can't, they don't allow you to see it all. And they almost always leave a little bit of an implication that if you displease them in some way, well, they're just going to go. Okay. And that's part of that same manipulation of making it to where you're the one that has to do the work in the relationship, not them. Okay. If you're single, past experiences of like being single, like maybe some of you have been single for a while, the past is like following you into conflict about this whole, well, this is what always happens to me, right? Or I can't ever find anyone, or I blah, blah, blah. Try to reframe those thoughts when you're manifesting, because this is talking about manifesting your soulmate. So anytime you catch yourself saying like, oh, this is never going to happen, be like, until the right one comes along, and he will, you know, or she will, those kinds of things. All right. Yeah. And like facing up to your own truths, right? Is this, you probably know if this person is actually really pulling their weight or not, if you're with somebody. If you're broken up with them, you know, other than their weird little things that they do where they try to get you back into their circle, they might call you them, but do they call you whenever you really, really need something? Or are they there for you when you call them out of the blue and you need something? I'm not so sure. Your guides are saying that this whole situation has been a huge burden on you, and I can feel that, but they are saying that that's coming to an end. All right. So Spirit, can you show me what would happen if those that were with somebody broke up? Okay. 5 of Swords, King of Cups, and Death. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that if you were to break up with a person or not get back together with an ex, they would probably act like you were the bad guy in that situation. When is that going to happen? Again, it has to do with when you are shifting in your energy. That's when they come forward. Because when you're sitting at home thinking about them over and over and over again, your energy pours out to them. Okay. And they get a nice little treat off of that. It's a nice little boost all over. Meanwhile, you're over there getting depleted, getting more and more upset that they're not there. And that's another reason why they're always like less upset than you are in some cases. Right? So your guides are saying that if you are selfish and go after what you really want, which is like an emotionally stable, emotionally giving partner, like the King of Cups, that's how you're going to find it, being selfish. That's the change that you need to make. Okay. For those of you who are single, they're saying to be picky. See how she's kind of like looking down at the other swords and hanging on to that one, like, right? They're saying to be picky, to not settle for anything less than the King of Cups. And then that's what brings you towards your change that you need to make in order to manifest your desires in this situation. Your soulmate is coming, right? It's just this matter of manifesting them and getting through it so that you open up that energy for your soulmate to come. Okay. So overall, if you are planning on getting back together with a person, just make sure you put hard boundaries up front that you have no intention of compromising. Okay. I'm gonna get just a few more. Yeah, something better will come along if you get rid of the things that are not serving you. Yeah, and 7 of Swords, that selfishness, that, you know, them being selfish and you hanging on very tightly to what you thought you had with them, right? Or if you're hanging on very tightly to what you think you want in a relationship. 7 of Swords reminds you to let go and let the universe kind of lead you. The Knight of Cups is somebody coming in to give you an offering, right? And it's an emotional card, but it's also a card of romance. So he's the most romantic knight in the deck. So, and lastly, bam, baby. I'm so glad I pulled these. This is where you're headed. This is what you're manifesting, is overabundant joy and overflowing happiness with your person. And that's what your guides want you to continue working towards, is your own personal happiness outside of any other person, but then also finding that inner happiness and attracting your like-minded people to you. And that's how you find your soul people. Okay. Sorry that took, I'm tongue-tied today. If this is helpful, tell me how in the comment section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, there are ways to do so in the description box. All right, my friends, we'll see you at the next one. Take care. Bye. Group 2, hello. So if you picked the rose quartz in raw form, now something just came in that was like, when it comes to like romance, you're raw, you know, like not raw. Well, maybe some of you might be raw in a herded sense, but raw in the sense of like, the way that you love or the way that you deal with romance is like in its rawest form, like pure. Okay. It's a good thing. So you're a pure, like romantic, you're a pure, what have you. Okay. So you get one card that comes out first. We're going to get you some oracle before we keep moving on here. And this is going to be kind of like the overall vibe. Make sure that you're in the right pile. 9 of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel right off the bat that the people watching this group right here are single. Because 9 of Pentacles is a single woman. Okay, so a single person. And she's not upset about it. She's happy about it. She knows where she's going. She knows what she wants. She knows what... that she has a lot of wonderful things. The only thing that's really missing for the 9 of Pentacles or the 9 of Cups or the 9 of other things is that they don't have the partner yet. Okay. And so some of you might be single. Is it all of them that are single, Spirit? Let me check my pendulum real quick. Sorry if you can't see it going very well. I'll try to. Okay, is it all of them, Spirit? Come on, hands. Is it all of them in this pile that are single? Is that what the message is for single people? Okay, that's saying no. Okay, so let's go ahead and say, if you are with somebody, I bet you that you're retaining your independence. I like that about you, group 2. So I feel, thank you, Spirit, for giving me that extra little boost there. I feel like you, if you're single, are, you know, you might want romance, but you aren't going to go out looking for it or compromising what you want to get it, okay? You're not going to settle, etc., things like that. If you are with someone, you do your thing and they do theirs, and then you might meet up in the middle, right? For example, like my life partner and I are very close. We talk all the time. We watch all the same things on TV pretty much, with a few exceptions, okay? If there's a TV show that my partner likes that I don't like, I don't just like suffer through it because he likes it. So... And vice versa. If he doesn't like what I'm watching, I'm not going to, you know, make him watch, right? There are things that we get into together, mostly, you know, but we do have our own little offshoots of things that we do on the side. Like, I know nothing about cars. I'm not one of those cool girls that wants to learn about the cars. I'm not one of those cool girls that wants to, you know, sit out there next to the car and learn things with my man while he teaches me, and he knows everything about cars. I probably could have learned a lot from him, but it's just not my thing. And so he goes out and he works on his cars, and I stand here and I do stuff that he probably doesn't want to do. Like, I don't know. What do I do that he doesn't like? Probably watching something really weird and silly. Okay, so let's get you some oracle to get some overall ideas. And I'm trying to live shuffle this without any nudity showing. A lot of these cards have nudity on them. So let's just get some more advice. So some of you are single, some of you are not. But those of you who are single don't mind it and aren't going to compromise. That's so funny. I knew that card was for you. I kept seeing it when I was shuffling. Ugh. Sorry. This table is on wheels and I'm on my couch, and when stuff falls, I have my legs like tucked under the table, but there's like metal bars under it where it wheels. So I almost hurt myself there. Okay. Man, I need to vacuum. All right. So you got this card first. I love this card. This is probably my favorite card in this entire deck because it's just so pretty. Like the design, it's pretty. I don't remember what it says on the back. Let's go ahead and put that right here for now. Let's go ahead and give you these two because these have popped out for you. Oh, my card said switch those two. Okay. Yes, this. Okay. Alrighty, let's take a look. This one here. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Ooh. So for those of you who are with somebody but retaining your independence, there's even deeper things coming for you. Ooh. That's cool. Being somebody that's been with somebody for 25 years. I just had an experience like that just this week of like falling more in love. I know, gross. Like falling more in love with Mr. John. So anyway, he still has to stay in the basement though. Let's all be clear about that. Just kidding. Actually, I've let him out of the basement a couple of times because of that. So whatever's coming is like, it's going to get deeper. For those of you who are single, you not compromising and waiting for the person you really want, that's going to be the thing that transforms you and deepens what you have with the person that you're going to find. Okay. This card, 3 little daisies. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. I feel like that's just for the people who are in romantic relationships, but it's always good advice to follow if you need. I feel like this is very, very specific to only like 1 or 2 of you. If even that. Maybe just 1 of you. Maybe only half of you. Part of you. Part of you is criticizing. Yeah. Okay, moving on. New beginning, a new adventure awaits you. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So single people, I definitely feel like somebody's coming towards you. I know you aren't going to compromise. She looks like she's holding those hearts. That's so cute. I don't think I feel you aren't going to compromise, and that's going to lead you to that new adventure. If you're with a partner, you two are going to go on a new adventure, and it'll be a nice, fun, passionate adventure. And then I also have friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. I feel like this has to do with not so much like keeping your friends in the loop when you're in a serious relationship. This feels more like being friends with your partner. Like the friendship qualities of that relationship to go ahead and gosh, my words won't come out today, you guys. It's so awful, but I have to do a romance reading for Valentine's Day. We only do like 1 or 2 romance readings a year because I can't stomach more than that. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. So they're saying to like nurture the part of you that is friends. Nurture the part of you that is fun. Like be goofy together, It doesn't always have to be romance and like sexuality. One of the things I like about my partner is that we can both kind of revert back to like junior high age and like play, you know, and goof off and have so much fun. We have very similar senses of humor. And so we nurture that. We actually nurture our friendship between each other. Probably most of all the things that we nurture in our relationship. Okay. Not to go on and on about my relationship, I just kind of have a big old crush on Mr. John. I used to say that to my students when I would tell them about him. I'd get rambling and then I'd say, oh, no, I think it's safe to say I've got a big old crush on Mr. John. Okay, let's go ahead and get some tarot. Page of Swords. So somebody's watching you from afar. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Cups. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. We'll get to these in a minute. And I'm also going to add this one. This one. Okay. I'm just going to turn these this way and set it right here. All right. So this could be for those of you who are single. Somebody's watching you from afar, perhaps. Okay. And that's leading to a lucky time, a good romance, possibly, right? It might start off as a friendship and grow from there, or it could stay as a friendship. But you have like an important, like, emotional, like, affectionate connection coming towards you in friendship as well. Okay. If it's more than friendship coming your way, which, I mean, somebody's watching you from afar, that definitely feels more like romance to me. When they manifest in due time, you'll start out as friends and kind of get closer as you go. This person could end up offering you their heart, right? For those of you that are already in a relationship, it almost feels like there's somebody in your relationship, not in your relationship, but there's somebody you both know that watches one of you from afar and kind of has a crush. I kind of feel like maybe you're the one they have a crush on. Okay, so you guys are just saying to be aware of that. That's not for everybody in here that's with somebody, but that did come through. See how there's 3 people there with the Knight of Cups? It almost feels like there might be somebody who's kind of a third wheel, but they seem way more interested in one of you than the other kind of deal. Don't worry. I'm not seeing that turning into a romance between that person and either you or your partner. I'm feeling really, really solid, like, partnership vibes if you're already in a relationship for this pile. Because there's just so much, there's like so much joy and happiness in it already. Okay. So for those of you who aren't being watched from afar, it almost looks as if you both watch each other from afar. You're always in each other's minds, even when you're not together. I don't know if you heard that. My kitty cat was sleeping over there and she made a cute little noise. But they're saying that this is a lucky time regardless of which of those camps you are in. And it looks like it's going to be, you know, overflowing with abundance. It doesn't look like it's likely to change if you aren't dealing with a third party situation. And when I say third party, I don't see anybody cheating on anybody in this pile. There's just somebody that admires one or the other. And I feel like it's mostly the person watching than it is the person that you're watching for. It seems as if, you know, you're like, not only would you like this person, but your friends would like them. That you're good friends with this person that's coming towards you if you're single. Okay. If you are with somebody, that's where I was going with. I was like, what am I doing? I'm going backwards. If you are with somebody, your guides are showing that you get along well with their friends and their friends get along well with you. And that's why they're showing these guys all grouped up together. Okay. Spit that out. All right, let's keep going. 6 of Wands. You are greatly admired or will be greatly admired the person that you end up with could also be very admired. There also might be somebody who is paraplegic who is watching, or it could be somebody that you meet and fall in love with, could be paraplegic. If not, this would represent more like somebody who against all odds overcomes. Okay, he's like about to dunk a ball, right? But he's like in his wheelchair, and you know, people expect you to not be able to play basketball, right? And he's showing them all. And so it feels like your person that's coming towards you, if you're single, they might be somebody who has overcome a lot. They could be somebody who had a rough past, but it's made them admirable now, okay? For those of you that are in a coupling, your person really admires you. They see you as strong and capable, even with limitations or things that hold you back, all right? Let's keep going. Four of Pentacles. See how like that one is checking out that one's phone and has like pentacles all over. Okay. Usually this card sparks in me this feeling of distrust between two people. But what I think is happening here is that those of you that have this like secret admirer, it might not be so much of a secret to you that you're being admired, if you're the one that's being admired. Okay. You might be trying to play nice and text with them and keep it neutral, but your spouse or your significant other might see that and be like, what's going on there? Vice versa as well. If somebody is, you know, scamming on your person, they could possibly be texting them. Okay. Still, I'm not feeling anything bad though. Like usually this card makes me feel like this person's, you know, either talking with somebody they shouldn't be and they get caught, or this person is suspicious and this person is just minding their own business. And that one's like, what are they doing? Okay. I'm not feeling either of those two for this. This feels more like, with that secret admirer card. Okay. Four of Pentacles is also about protection. So if you're with somebody, your guides are telling you have protection. Or no, yeah. I'm losing it. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Oh, we got the Lovers card. So if you're with somebody, you two are still very much like in love with each other, okay? Or if you're not totally in love yet, you are getting there, right? You're just very, very compatible. The Lovers are compatible, okay? The Lovers, in the sense for single people, would just indicate that you have a lover coming towards you who's going to be compatible with you, which is also awesome. Trust your intuition. If you feel like you are thinking the same way as this reading is going, go ahead and trust that. This card also pops up for me in my readings as a confirmation that we're on the right track and we're getting the right messages out to you. All right. The Empress. For those of you in a relationship, if you're not planning on becoming pregnant, take precautions. If you are planning on becoming pregnant, this would be a good time. Some of you might already be pregnant if you're with someone. If you are single, this is the persona that you manifest around yourself. So, and you can be male as well, but like the Empress is all about like earthly beauty, you know, natural beauty, right? Or natural good looks, fertility. So like, even if this was like a guy that you're reading this about, or if you're a guy watching this, fertility would still mean that you're a fertile individual. So congratulations there, fellas. But yeah, it's also a card of abundance, of good things coming towards you, or things already being wonderful and very good. And it talks about that retaining your independence that we talked about before, if you are in a relationship. If you aren't yet and you do get in a relationship, your guides are definitely saying with those messages to retain your independence. Oh, don't morph into the personality of your significant other. Do you know people that do that? Like every couple is going to have influence on each other, especially over longer periods of time. But like, I think we all like have met people that like, as soon as they start dating somebody, all of a sudden they like all of the stuff that person likes and might not like any of the stuff that they liked before. That's the kind of energy that your guys are saying to avoid, to hold on. They liked you and they'll like you for you and what you like. If you don't like everything that they like, that is okay. You can do your own thing. It's just like me and Mr. John. Queen of Pentacles. This person is going to be giving if you haven't met them yet. Okay. If you have already been with your partner, I feel like you are already kind of enjoying the abundance of your relationship. I feel like the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, some of you might work together in your own business or something. But yeah, that just like-minded things are, the same things are important to you, the people that are in these couples. The same things are important to each of you, and that makes it really, really easy to stay compatible. Okay. The Hermit. So the Hermit is about learning lessons on your own. So again, it's like retaining that independence. But your guides might be shouting out a little bit of a warning or a heads up to someone in this group who tends to kind of like shut in. Some of you who are with somebody, you might have a partner that kind of shuts themselves in and you don't hear from them. The cool thing is that it's the Hermit. So, I mean, that's actually a healthy form of isolation and not like isolating and not getting things done and not like calling people. This is like somebody going back to recharge their batteries and to learn and become wise and, you know, that kind of hermit, not like hiding in the house and not wanting to go out anywhere because people freak you out. And if that happens, I totally get it because that anxiety can work that way sometimes. Okay. 8 of Cups. Don't forget to move away from the things that don't serve you anymore. But I'm also seeing that some of you might actually just be getting ready to move. Don't hang on to anything too tightly. For some reason, one of your guides just said that one of you got drunk one time and had to sneak in your own window. Let me know who you are. Yeah, fast, good, wonderful changes coming. So overall, whether you're single or with someone, you're headed towards this wonderful like energy of good stuff, like abundance, admiration, success, getting rid of, you know, people who are stalking you, you know, that kind of thing. So overall, it's like looking supremely positive for my wonderful people in group 2. So with that, I shall leave you. If this was helpful, give me topics. Sorry. Oh my Leia, you guys. I got like 18,000 vials of blood drawn off me today, and I'm like not making sense. If this is helpful, tell me how in the comments section. Give me topic ideas there as well. There we go. If you'd like to book a private reading, there's ways to do so in the description box. My friends, take care. Bye. Hello, group 3. So if you picked the little black and red heart, let's go ahead and get you one card about, hang on, it's this one. One card about your overall energy, and then I'll get into your oracle cards, and then we'll do more tarot cards for clarification. So let's just get a peek sees if you're in the right group. All right, we have Knight of Pentacles. I love how it has little like Christmas lights in its antlers. All right, Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles is about taking things slow. And I feel like sometimes one partner taking it slow can kind of be too slow for the other partner, and they start worrying about things progressing fast enough, or where is this going? You know, those kinds of things. And so, for some of you, I find this kind of like split down the middle. Like some of you are the one who's moving slow, right? You're making your plans, you're calculating, you're taking it easy, you're enjoying things as you go along the journey. Some of the rest of you, your partner or the person you're interested in is moving at a slower pace than you would like for whatever situation y'all are in for your romance together, okay? I'm not sure if we're dealing with just couples. I feel like there's some crushes in here. So like some of you might have a crush and the person is moving slow, making a move, and you're like, what is going on? Okay. Like maybe it's even like very flirtatious, but they never make a move. It's really, flirtation is so hard. Like I've gotten to a point where I just won't do it anymore. Learned my lesson because like, I don't know, like some people just like to flirt and it's like a fun little, just thing that people do. And a lot of times they might not mean anything by it. And then the next thing you know, the other person's like, why aren't we together yet? And they're like, together? What do you mean? And so there might be some like situations like that in here. I definitely feel like there's some crushes that don't feel like that person's made a move fast enough and you haven't made a move on them either. The others, it's a partner who is moving slower towards like progressing as a couple, towards like commitment, house, kids, family, whatever, marriage. And then the third option are people who are in a relationship and you're the one that's kind of trying to move slow. Okay. All right. Let's get some cards for you. Hang on. Let me write that down or I'll forget. So, with someone, you going slow, them going slow, and then a crush going slow and not making a move. Sorry, if I do this, I can glance over at this envelope I just wrote that on and be like, oh yeah, I forgot there's like a whole other group of people in here I need to talk to. Ugh, my brain is done. Not much left of the old brain. And who knows what's going to look like when I'm like, if I make it to like 60 or 70, I can't even imagine. Imagine what these readings will be like then, huh? Okay. Yes. Yes. All right, I've got your cards. These romance cards have some nudity on them, so I have to be careful and not show them to you until I look at them myself. Oh yes, we've got some Nikkies. Some Nikkies. Okay. So the first card, I'm just gonna gonna give her a little cover up here for her little body. Okay. Your first card is this one. It's two people holding each other. And she's quite nude. They both are, but she's the one that's showing all the naughty bits. All right. So this card right here definitely shows me that if you are moving, or if you're in a relationship and you're moving towards something, like commitment, kids, whatever, like your guides are saying that even if you're going slow, that's okay, because like this is kind of a good relationship. That's what they're showing me with that card. Hang on, let me get the rest of the cards out before I keep going. I always get my pony before the cart before the pony. Okay, I also have this card. It's very pretty. I love the ones that just have the hearts on them. Ooh, secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Okay, that is interesting. But I'm spoiling. We haven't even read the back of this one yet. Stop, Miriam. Just focus. Okay. This one is reflection. Nope, don't do that. What are you doing? Show them the picture, Miriam, and then you read them. Go ahead and laugh. It's funny. Okay. So you have that one right there. And then we have another little gal that needs her little naughty bits covered. That's not big enough. Come here, you. Perfect. Okay. So we have this one with this gal giving a little heart and kiss to a tree. Okay. Stay covered, my little friends. Okay. It's so silly that I even do that because I don't even get... I don't think they really pay attention to what I'm doing on here. Okay, so let's talk about this card and read this message. Trust. Transformation occurs through experience. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Yes. So we are talking about one of you moving slowly. I feel like the partner who is moving slowly in your, like the case of people who want to move faster than that, that you feel that your feelings of like, why are they dragging their feet? Do they not like me? Is this not just never going to go anywhere? Is this never going to happen? Etc. and so forth. Your guides want you to know with this card that you can trust that it will. If your partner worries about you going slow, which I didn't feel as much worry for your partner as I did for the people who had a partner that was going slow. If your partner's worried about going slow, they can trust that things are still going to move forward in a, happy, successful couple manner. Okay. If you are single and you have a crush, oh, I just almost said a crush on your boss. So somebody might have a crush on their boss. That's pretty specific. It doesn't have to be your boss. They're saying to trust the truth or the acceptance of what is really happening here. Okay. Accept the current situation for what it is. So I feel like with some of you, they're not making a move and you're wanting them to do it right now. I need to know right now, right? Your guides are saying to go with the flow with this one, to trust that the situation as it currently is exactly where you're supposed to be right now. So if there's someone not making a move, there's a reason why, okay? I cannot tell you how many times, and I'm not saying this is the case with you guys, but this is just an example. I can't tell you how many times I had like a crush and the other person was acting interested too. And I was like, cool, and then like they weren't making a move. So I didn't either because I don't usually do that. Right. And all of a sudden their real personality came out one day and I realized they weren't even anybody that I wanted to be probably even friends with. So always try to trust the current situation. Try to trust that so many of us, and I do this probably more than anyone I know, so many of us will sit back and agonize over the fact that we should be doing more. We should be doing something. We should be making progress. We should be making successes and all of that. The thing is that this type of trust and faith with your universe and your guides, sometimes we just have to sit, right? Or just live our life and not worry about that situation, okay? So if you're in a coupling and one person is moving slower than the other, trust that it is right where it needs to be, that it will develop into more, etc., okay? For those of you who have a crush, transformance occurs through acceptance. I think I said experience before because I don't know why. Anyway, like even if I look at it just right now, it changes to experience right in front of my eyes. That's very strange. So I feel like some of you have experience and acceptance, and that might be why my brain is showing me that word over and over, or I just misread it because I'm silly. But I feel like past experiences can cause that, so that might be where I'm coming from. But if you have a crush on somebody and they're not making a move, I always say, well, then either that person needs to make a move or I do, and if I'm not willing to, well, then it's just not going to happen. I never count on somebody or wait on somebody to get to me. Does that make sense? Because otherwise you could be waiting forever because everybody has free will. But your guides are also saying that once you accept your current situation, it will automatically transform. So that's also looking encouraging for the singles in this group. Here is the next card that I already flipped over and read. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. So those of you that have a crush, that's probably good news, right? Okay. For others, if you're in a relationship, your guy's just letting you know that somebody has a crush on you. There's somebody that has a crush on you, and they might be jealous of this other person that you're with. And they could try to sabotage. So if you know that there's somebody out there who has a crush on you, it might be time to start really laying down the law and setting up hard boundaries, and talk to your significant other about them beforehand. That way you don't end up in a situation where you tell that person no, and then they call, figure out a way to stalk and call your current partner and say, hey, we got something going on, to try to get, you know what I mean? Like, I have actually seen stuff like that happen in my life. There was a client that called about a similar situation like that just a couple of days ago, and he was not lying. He was being genuine. Just a moment. Okay, so hang on. So yeah, it does feel like somebody, and I don't feel like they're gonna sabotage in any like true crime sense of the word. Disclaimer, if you feel like somebody's stalking you or your partner and you feel like they mean you harm, please tell the police. But it almost feels more like subtle manipulation tactics, like trying to plant seeds of doubt in the other person's mind. Like maybe trying to make them think that, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example. Like, say that you and your person were around this other person that has a crush, and they saw you get into like, not even like a serious argument, just, couples sometimes kind of bicker a little bit, and they start bringing that up to you or to the other person, depending on which one of you they have a crush on. It's like, sorry. It's almost like if you bickered around them or something, they'd like bring that up, like you guys were having a serious problem, and kind of make it sound like they weren't cool with what your person was doing, or vice versa, right? Like, why does that person get so upset? Or they act that all the time. And it's like them trying to like sabotage the relationship by making the other partner doubt you. The main thing I want you guys to remember about that is, do not worry about it. Don't believe them. Don't, if they pull some, whatever, then, just don't believe them. They're totally full of it. They're just trying to manipulate to get whichever one of you that they want. Okay. And so that was something that I definitely wanted to say. Neither of you should become jealous of that person. They're pretty bad at what they do, it seems like. I think it's more of an annoyance than anything else. So if it's a secret admirer, then it kind of makes me feel like you're not sure who that is yet. So keep your eye out for anybody that kind of makes little subtle digs at your relationship with this other person, or makes subtle digs at you or at the other person. And that'll kind of give you an idea. For example, this wasn't so much of like somebody who had a crush trying to sabotage. It was more like somebody who didn't like the fact that me and my partner were doing so well, right? And so they constantly, anytime, if I was like having to go to the doctor and Mr. John couldn't go with me because he had to work, then it's like, well, why didn't he go with you? Like accusing him of being not supportive, like being a deadbeat husband of some kind. And it's like not the case. Like, sometimes people have to work, and sometimes you have to go to the doctor by yourself. That's just life. And so that kind of, look for those little digs to try to figure out who that secret admirer is. If it's somebody that's attached to your partner, just don't worry about it. So you'll figure it out when you see it, is what I'm saying. This says reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. Yeah, I definitely feel like when it comes to like the crush, like some of you might be like, yeah, what if that person has a crush on them? And they're like talking smack about me to them. And then you start side-eyeing everybody, like, who is it, them? Oh, is it them? You guys are saying to not do that, to give your partner the space they need to shut them down themselves. I'm not seeing your partner as like going after this other person. I feel like they'll be just as annoyed by them as you would be. Okay. So give each other space for that and trust that it'll work out for the best. This card is give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. So, for those of you who feel like, you know, that you're the one going slow, right? It's okay for you to go slow. It's okay for your partner to go slow. Okay, that's definitely the message I'm getting through here. We have established that somebody has a crush on one of you, right? And then we also need to talk about those of you who have a crush. So some of you have a crush on somebody, okay? And they're saying to trust, you know, and accept what the actual situation is. So like if that person's with somebody, probably the most realistic situation would be to back off until that person is no longer dating someone, because you want to keep your karma in check, okay? This feels like it's you in this case. You have feelings for this person that are deeper and they have no idea. So your guides are saying to kind of give that space as well, all right? Because it's not looking like it's like a done deal, like, nope, you're never going to have this person, okay? It just looks like, because it says of love soon to come your way. So whether that's coming from this person that you have a crush on or from somebody else that could come into the picture, it's definitely showing me that your guides are saying that as far as a crush goes on somebody, especially if it's somebody that you're working with, to kind of give it space, let it alone for now, and see what happens. Because you might change your mind. There might be a different love coming towards you, and this is just a crush in the meantime. It's hard to say because it is a general reading, like which ones are which. But I think you all will know who you are, kind of thing. Oh, I never put your little heart there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you. All right, I saw the High Priestess in the bottom of the deck, so we're going to go ahead and put her down. That means to trust your intuition. That card also pops up in my readings to let us know that what I'm saying is correct, that your guides are saying that I'm talking correctly. Yep, Two of Swords. Not making a move, mutually standing your ground and kind of waiting and seeing, okay? Taking it slow, and that's okay. So not making any major moves, not making any major communication, not making promises, not making threats, not, you know what I'm saying? That's where your guides are saying that you are right now. And I think that's okay for you guys to be there. Regardless if you're in the crush situation, you're moving slow, or your partner's moving slow, or somebody has a crush on one of your partners. Good grief. Anyway, so if you're worried about where this is going, what's going to happen, it's never going anywhere. If you're one of those people that thinks things are going too slow, the main thing is your guys are saying not to worry about it. Don't make major decisions about it. Don't fight about it. You know, that kind of energy. Also have, yeah, Five of Wands. Stay out of any conflict. I feel like this relationship, those of you who are in a relationship, is going really well. And so that's a good thing. If this is a crush, stay out of conflict. If this is somebody crushing on your person, let them handle it, okay? It's going to feel kind of rough. I feel like some of you, you're worried that if your crush is handling or if your significant other is handling their crush, that you might start worrying about them cheating. I'm telling you right now to please not worry about it. Okay. Let's get some more. Two of Wands. Yeah, good partnerships, right? If you have a crush on somebody, try to avoid, you know, any drama about that too. I'm really feeling like from your guides, and I think you were kind of waiting for this anyway, of like maybe them to make a first move so that you don't have to. I would say to follow that, because your guides seem to think that it's the better way to go with the people who have a crush on someone. Okay? Partners, you've got the world in the palm of your hand. This is about good, equal partnership. You don't have to worry. Singles with a crush, it's like you're thinking about this person, thinking that they've got maybe all the answers for you or all the things that you may want in a partner. But your guides are also saying, you know, that there might be a little bit more to this, okay? That you're juggling a lot in your mind right now. If this is about a crush on your partner, well, they're just like thinking about wanting to be with your partner, trying to figure out a way to make it happen, okay? And I don't see any of that actually coming to fruition, okay, y'all? I really don't. At least not in this case. Okay. Well, let's keep going. 8 of Cups. That's about walking away from something less awesome towards something more awesome. The Empress. Use protection if you aren't looking to get prego. Not prego. Preganante. Yes. Now they're gonna like get me in checks because I was talking about spaghetti sauce, right? So, you know, use protection if you don't want to become pregnant, but this is also about abundance, being admired, love, joy, that kind of thing. Independence as well. And the Tower. So basically what I'm being shown here is that your guides are saying to really to walk away from any of those emotions that you've got going on, whether it's about the crush, whether, you know, that is on one of you, whether about it's you having a crush on somebody and they won't make a move, whether it's about your partner dragging their feet or about you wanting to go slow, right? I shouldn't say dragging their feet because it doesn't feel like they are. It feels like they're doing what those of you who are doing it are doing. Same thing. To maintain your independence, you know, but still be there available for loving, right? But kind of doing your own thing to avoid like tower moments, to avoid conflict. Remember that conflict card was there. These 2 cards want to come out, so let's go ahead and look at them. Yeah, to avoid heartache, right? Your person seems like King of Cups energy if you're in a relationship. And so like, I really don't feel like the couples are in any danger. I feel like the crush who's after one person in the couple is also not going to be more than just an annoyance and a way that you guys learn how to communicate with each other when that sort of thing happens. And then for those of you who have a crush, you guys are kind of telling you to like sit back and not act on it until you know for sure what's going on and how you feel. The haze of infatuation can have the same effect on your brain and your decision making as cocaine. And I've never done cocaine, at least I don't think I have. They're like, how would you not know? Well, you know, in the 90s, sometimes people just handed you something. Don't do drugs, kids. Okay, but anyway. But yeah, it you know, from what I hear, it makes you feel really, really important for about 20 minutes, according to a show I used to watch. And that's probably why people do so much of it. And the main reason why people die from it is because of a heart attack it causes. So that being said, which I feel like would be really easy to do because you would have to do so much of it if it only lasts 20 minutes. Usually people want to, you know, go a little bit longer than that. So my point is when you're in the haze of infatuation, things can get blurry. You can start to fixate on the wrong things, overthink, overanalyze. And so your guides are saying to really pull it back. And if you really need to help pull it back with some good energetic, like manifestation and energy working, call me in, set up a little meeting with me, and I'll teach you how to get your energy back to the point where you can think clearly and, you know, other people's decisions and feelings and actions won't affect you as much as they would otherwise. Okay, I want to get you one more card. Emotional fulfillment seems to be like where all of you are headed in all the little groups that we have, the little subgroups we have here. Yeah, stay away from any of those shystery, conflict, selfish people. They're also saying with this card to be selfish yourself in the sense of taking care of yourself. Don't let yourself hold anything back, right? Now, as far as like, you know, the people who have a crush, they're saying in a sense to kind of hold back on making a move for sure, right? They want you to watch and wait. It could be part of watching and waiting, could be because this person has some devil energy, some Five of Swords energy. That would be like selfishness and control issues, okay? For the rest of you in couples, the only people that can mess it up is yourselves, not that other person who has a crush, not either one of you, because your relationship is kind of moving slow depending on which one what's which. Don't let doubts hold you back is basically what they're saying there. And yeah, Seven of Cups, lots of wonderful, good energy is coming towards you. It's going to be coming towards you in a lot of various different ways. And it's just kind of important with that King of Cups energy, the Seven of Cups energy, and the avoidance of the Tower of the Devil and the Five of Swords is that kind of idea of like, yeah, staying neutral, going with the flow. And oh, look what's at the bottom of the deck. Ten of Cups. This is, out of all the couples cards, this one's my favorite because it's so practical and yet it's so wonderful that they end up together and they are a lasting couple. So with that, I shall leave you. If this was helpful, give me comments in the comment section. You can give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, there are ways to do so in the description box, my friends. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, 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 bye. Hi, group 4. So if you picked the little pink heart, let's go ahead and get one card to start you off for your overall energy. Make sure you're in the right group. You got the World. And we'll use these to clarify after we do our oracle cards. So the World card is about something coming to an end, but it usually is something that's coming to an end in a good way. So like, you know, graduating or, you know, some kind of mark of passage or whatever, right? And so it definitely feels like there's been some kind of an ending when it comes to your romance. Let's see if I feel anything else from this. Yeah, like accomplishing something, right? It can also show that you're going to travel somewhere, right? So if this is about a relationship, if you're no longer in that relationship, I would see that as a good thing. But it's looking like that maybe you and your partner are going to travel somewhere. That's for some. Let's grab a pen and write these down so I remember. Travel with significant other. Oh, or you might be traveling and that's where you find your... Okay. Okay, so traveling, and that's where you find your secret or your future partner, right? And so, what else? Is there anything else, Spirit? It says, after the void, we will bloom again. It's like it almost feels like somebody from your past might come forward, but if they do, they would be like in a different place now than they were back when you were together and, you know, back when you broke up. So traveling with your significant other or traveling somewhere where you can find your significant other, and then just feeling accomplished as a couple if you're with someone. You could have just had a big milestone together, like a big anniversary or like you know, a wedding anniversary where you had like a big party. It could be that you're advancing in wealth together. It could be that, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, that's what I'm picking up for the different storylines that are in this pile. All right, so let's get you some oracle cards. Try to shuffle them on camera, but there's a lot of nudity in them, and so I try to be really careful. You know, I think it's funny that they... I feel like we shouldn't get in trouble for showing nudity in tarot cards, because, like, it should be counted as art, you know? Okay. Okay. this card first. Don't worry, I'll pick them up and show them to you closer as we go. This one. Good grief. None of these women's little, you know what's are covered up. This one. Okay, sorry about that. Get you a couple more. Ooh. Okay. Lots of cards with couples in them. Not all these cards have couples, even though they are romance cards. You know how that goes. Okay. Let's look and see what these have to say to us. Look at your situations again real quick. Oh, here it is. Traveling. Okay. Traveling with your significant other. Traveling to find your significant other. Feeling accomplished as a couple. All right. So sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, and there you will find true bliss. So with this card, I'm feeling, for those of you who are traveling with your significant other, whatever trip you go on, whether it's like a move or you're just going on a vacation of some kind, to me it almost feels like you're going on like a vacation, like a cruise, or like some kind of romantic getaway or something along those lines. So they're saying that, you know, that I feel like you always honor the place in one, like the place in one another where you are one eternal soul. But I feel like when you go on this like journey together, that will make you even closer. Okay. And it'll make you honor each other even more. And like going someplace together, that place that you go only knows you as a couple. Does that make sense? Like, rather than if you went by yourself. It's kind of like when you're with somebody for a long time, people forget, you know, that there's only one of you, that like you're separate, that you're not just one whole unit, you know? And so that's just, you know, something that kind of popped up in my mind while we were looking at these, for the couples. Traveling to find your significant other. I feel like, you know, you traveling somewhere could find you a sexual partner who honors you, and you're finding true bliss with that person. Okay. And then feeling accomplished as a couple, just in general, like this is just what you do. You honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul. So definitely, you know, soulmate vibes, if you believe in soulmates. I do believe in soulmates. I just don't believe that we only get one. I feel like, and I don't believe that they're always just romantic. Okay. I feel like you have many souls that you're mated to, right? Or many souls that you will be friends with, because soulmate just means soul friend. So, but yeah, you guys honor each other and your union together, in the bedroom and out of the bedroom as well. Okay. And so I feel like that this is just confirmation that you're in the right group if you have that kind of very close relationship with your significant other, if you're already in a couple. Okay. So there's like two couples readings. One feeling you're just feeling accomplished. The other is the traveling one. And then there's just traveling to meet your significant other. Okay. Let's look at this one. We have two people together, just little dots on their foreheads of light. So it's like their third eye is involved in this union, it seems like. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Okay. So those of you who are in couples and those of you who are headed to a coupling, like this definitely feels very much like soulmate, twin flame energy, okay? And they're just like giving some relationship advice here. All the things that you love about each other, you also, like everything you like about them, they like about you in that same way. So if they've got a great sense of humor, they love your great sense of humor. But equally so, the way that they don't text back in a timely fashion, you do the same. Okay. So anything you get like irritated about with them, you need to realize that you're doing the same thing and that it also irritates them. Okay. And that's actually easier to fix than if it was like one sided, I feel like. But that's just some little friendly advice for you. Those of you who are traveling to find your significant other, this is advice for you for the future when you find them. This could be a personality quality that you could look for in them to see if you're finding the right person for you, etc. and so forth. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what else we've got here. We have this card here. Those hearts on it remind me of, remember Red Hots? They were a candy. They weren't heart-shaped, but I think they made them heart-shaped for Valentine's Day. They were like hot, spicy, like cinnamon candy, which I can't have anymore. But they were almost chewy and almost not. It was like kind of soft and chewy on the outside, but not really. It was more like sticky and then like really hard, crunchy on the inside. And these hearts on here remind me of that. So some of you might like Red Hot. Some of you might like cinnamon. Some of you might like candy. Okay, well, let's go ahead and look. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. I love that. I feel like this is, most of the piles had like couples in it, but this one gives me like very positive vibes for all the couples involved and also to all the people who are moving towards a coupling. Okay. Manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. That's definitely what I'm feeling for those who aren't with their partner yet. I feel like you are well on your way, my friend. Okay. Let's get you some tarot. Man, this is like good news across the board for this group. Two of Swords, Three of Pentacles, the Empress, Four of Swords. These cards have a lot of nudity too, and I like slung that one out there and was like, wait, that's a chick in a bath. What are the chances her naughty bits are showing? All right. And Three of Swords. Okay. Let's go ahead. Oh, these two want to come out as well. So I'm going to go ahead and scooch these over farther. Oh, see what happens. Eight of, oh, okay, so Strength in reverse. Yikes. And Eight of Wands. Okay. I'm glad that this showed up because I was like, where are they going with this? That's why. Okay, so what your guides are showing me here with these cards, for those of you who are traveling with your significant other, they're showing a little bit of stuck energy when it comes to the money situation with getting to the place to travel. Okay, because at this point you haven't made the trip yet, I guess. They're showing work and a couple of people at work for both of you could be what brings in the ability to take this traveling journey. So, for example, you could have coworkers that cover for you. If you're switching location, you could have coworkers that somehow make it, so that you're able to move on, But yeah, something to do with people you work well with are what's going to help you with like the money situation to try to help you get to your traveling that you want to go to with your partner. For others, it's kind of like work constraints, and that's where I feel like coworkers might come in and cover for you. So if you're worried about the trip not happening, I feel like it's still going to happen. Okay. unless you just choose flat out that you don't want to go. Use protection if you're not ready to become pregnant, okay? Get ready for a lot of rest and relaxation. Healing from heartache, okay, and like feeling weak is going to change with that 8 of Wands, okay, for those of you who are traveling with your significant other, okay? You know, strengthening weakened areas and like healing heartache. You might work through some stuff that you needed to work through that you hadn't yet, that you wouldn't have worked through if you hadn't been traveling together, etc. I almost pictured like a, you know, like a car breaking down or something and then getting into a fight, and then like the stuff that you're really upset about comes out, but then you end up working it out, okay? For those who are traveling to find their significant other, same message with the money situation and the time away from work. When you find them, once again, if you're not planning on becoming pregnant, please use protection. Rest is coming for you. Excuse me. And then the change that's coming to heal these areas would be finding that significant other, okay? I want to caution you. Finding your significant other does not mean that all your problems are over, okay? Do not hold your partner responsible for your emotional happiness, right? Because they can't possibly live up to it all the time. Yes, of course, we play a part in each other's happiness. But if I have a bad day and I come home and I go off on my partner, but instead of just like venting, I end up like coming home and I'm all mad about work, and then I look at all the dishes in the sink, even though I helped make half of them, and I go, "And you didn't do that," which is like not cool of me to do, because like my husband never ever does that to me, and so I should not do that to him. It's because of how I was raised. I had parents that did that sort of thing, and you know, I had a dad that was like, held my mom responsible for if he had a bad day. He also held us responsible if he had a bad day. And instead of avoiding that behavior, I repeated it, right? And so healing from that is essential. Making change from that is essential, right? And that's what your guys are showing this, you know, finding this significant other will actually help heal those old wounds and turn things around very quickly. So for those of you who are celebrating being couples, what I'm seeing with this is an equality. I'm also seeing like a blindness to like superficial things, like maybe one of you isn't as good looking as the other one or whatever, you know, and like it doesn't matter, right? So a way different meaning with the Two of Swords for those people who are celebrating as couples and feeling proud of themselves as couples right now. You have every reason to, okay? Because not only are you making it work really well, you're also like not being superficial. You are being equal. You're causing each other no harm. You work well together. You play well together. You do projects well together, okay? Some of you might work together with your significant other. Okay, where was I? Celebrating each other as a couple. You know, be careful if you're not ready to get pregnant, but that's also abundance and good things coming towards you, right? You work well together. You might even work together. I'm seeing rest coming towards you, like relaxation. You guys are telling you to try to get some rest. And they're also showing too, though, that your relationship as a couple, that relationship is what has changed and healed heartache and weakness. Okay, so that's all awesome. Let's get some more. Two of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is now we're kind of getting into a little bit of the darker underbelly of what's going on. And that's totally fine, because a lot of times we watch these videos to try to like make ourselves feel better or get more insight or whatever, right? And so with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like those of you who are traveling with your significant other, there's going to be a little bit of juggling two things at once, trying to keep it all together, work and money, and trying to make this trip. Because I do see like some of you are getting help from friends, or like, you know, and this trip feels important. I'm not going to try to sit here and speculate what kind of trip it is. It could be like a honeymoon. It could be, you know, you going to find property. It could be all kinds of things, work related, etc. and so forth, if you work together. So I am seeing some anxiety starting up around all of that, but that's just a feeling. It's not anything that's actually going to come true as far as like bad things happening or whatever, right? And so you guys want to make sure that I say that. They're saying to just focus day by day, sometimes moment by moment, as you get your way. And I feel like some of you are like, it's almost like it's getting here too fast. And then at the same time, it looks like it's taking forever. A lot of you are really waiting for that money to come through. And your guides are showing that it will. You will get what you want out of this situation, get to go on that trip. For those of you who are traveling and you will find your significant other, same kind of deal. Once you go on this little journey, it's going to be a lot of juggling, a lot of stress. I feel like maybe some people in this group haven't traveled that much. And, you know, that's not specific for all of you, but specific to like one or, you know, a couple of you. Your guys are saying just take it one day at a time, you know, make $1 at a time, right? And just keep taking care of things. Seven of Pentacles is about things that feel delayed, but it's also about waiting until your crop is ripe to make, you know, before you pick it. And so they're saying to, you know, do the same thing essentially. Like don't get too stressed out. Don't worry about the money. Just keep your head down. I have to do the same thing because I work on commission now. And it all depends on how many people call me, you know? So it's like, I can really freak myself out about my finances, you know, but at the same time, like if I don't log in and get online, well, I'm kind of helping sabotage myself that way and bringing like a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know, to life here. And so that's what your guides are kind of trying to like warn you against, I guess you could say, to try to counsel you away from and then counsel you towards more of a positive outlook about things in the group of people who are traveling to find their significant other. Okay, I feel like also a lot of you in this category, the people who are traveling and will find their significant other, you're kind of feeling like frustrated that you haven't found them yet. Okay, your guides are saying you will not miss them. They'll be like a lightning bolt in a pitch black space. Okay, so try to focus on that as you move forward. For those of you who are just like enjoying your accomplishments as a couple, I'm seeing that, you know, one of you might have anxiety or there was struggles of some kind, right? Juggling things all at once, anxiety, you know, but then you both fell into this routine of cultivating and taking care of each other and of your relationship. And so the result of that is like the Ace of Wands, like having this wonderful, bright light around your situation with your person. Okay, let's keep it going. Ah! Page of Wands, fire and earth. Y'all might be fire and earth signs, or one or the other might be one of those. Page of Wands is also about new beginnings of inspiration and what's the other word? Whatever, feeling inspired and then feeling like something else. I don't know. It's like this idea of like you're on your way, you're unafraid, you're ready to step into this situation. Remember I said up here about the void, right? I said you're ready to enter the void. Oh, look at that. Two of Cups. And then we have air and earth. So that might be for a couple of other people, like somebody might be an air sign here as well. Oh my gosh, good for you guys. I'm just going to scooch that over there. Okay, so for those of you who are traveling with your significant other, this is just confirmation on your signs, but Page of Wands and Page of Swords is about beginning, right? Stepping out into a new thing, because the pages are like, you know, they're starting their internship, right? They're starting their schooling into going into their fields. I see good partnership between you and your partner. And the Sun, you just can't get any more positive than that. That makes all the other cards that seem negative positive. So that's amazing. If you're traveling to find your significant other could end up being one of those signs. They also could be new at something, the person that you find while you're traveling. Very compatible and fair, and you can talk about anything, you know, like that, really, like you've been around each other forever, even though you just met. Wonderful outcome with the Sun card coming out. For those of you who are feeling accomplished as a couple, you definitely should, right? You balance each other well. I'm going to say that that's what these two cards are talking about. These are telling me that you're a solid partnership and that all you have to look forward to is wonderful Sun energy. And so with that, I'm not sure what else to say. I mean, once the Sun comes out, I'm like, we might as well stop, because that means everything's going to be great. So with that, I'll leave you. If this was helpful, tell me how in the comment section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading, there are ways to do so in the description box, my friends. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.